Okay.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. Friday, February 16th, 2024. Welcome to the Good News live at 9 on Facebook and available later on our YouTube channel. Please be sure to comment in the chat. This is a presentation of the Allen Park Presbyterian Church. Good morning, everyone. I'm Suzan Maxey. I'm an elder at Allen Park Pres. My co-host, Kerri Van, among other things, is the moderator of the Deacons, a certified social media expert, and the communications manager at APPC, and an all-around wonderful person. Good morning, Kerri. I'm so glad you're back.
Yes, I'm so glad we're back too, and I will come here every Friday just to hear that intro that you have for me. That is very nice, and thank you very much. And welcome to everybody who's piling in to watch us.
Yeah,
it is.
Hopefully they are.
Yes. You know what Pastor Tim always says, when you're not here for a while, people forget about you.
Oh, yeah,
So don't forget about us. So it is February 16th already. We're already
know. Well, when
past.
it's the whole month of January, it's kind of like, okay.
Yes. Kind of makes the year go a little fast, doesn't it?
Yep.
So today is Pastor Tim's birthday. So if you want to flood his Facebook feed with some happy birthday messages, that would probably be appropriate. Oh, or however else you contact him. So
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pastor Tim. He's not had the best start of the year either. So hopefully the rest of the year is going to be full of sailing and good times, and him and Meg will have a better rest of the year, let's hope. Hi, Patty Johnson, Ken Woods, Kip Horvath, Linda Wolf, Sue Tucker, Sandy Sauerbeck, Elaine Doran, Barry, and Margot.
Well, yeah, we do have people that came back with us. Thank you.
We do. Thank you to our loyal followers. So tonight we have a fun thing going on at the church if anyone's looking for a local fun thing to do. And what is that, Sue?
It is game night. And I finally found the graphic. Yay.
I missed the last two game nights because I was out of town and I don't remember what the other reason was. But if you're looking for a fun thing to do, join us at 7 p.m. If you want to bring a snack to share, it's good. If not, it's like a Presbyterian potluck. It always works out.
Yep.
If you have a favorite game, you can bring it and try to force other people to play it with you like I do. I've already got a deal with Matt Carlson on what we're playing. And otherwise, you can just join in with whoever and just have
really
fun night of fellowship.
Very fun, easygoing. All are welcome.
Yep. Bring a friend, come alone like I do whatever. But come on and join us. That happens on the third Friday of the month.
Third Friday. Yep. Every
All right. And another thing that happens on a certain Tuesday, but I think it's the third Tuesday, card making class with Linda Clark. You have to sign up every time because different people come, but it's a fun way to earn money for our food pantry and be crafty and make some fun cards that you can share with other people. Good morning, Judy. Good morning, Norma, Tracy Krotz, and Paul Wolf. We have a great following today, Sue.
Yay.
Yeah, so we do have a lot of things going on at the church right now. We want to get our guest in here so we won't babble on forever, but we do have grief share workshops starting. They're virtually with Norma Bentley and I on Zoom. So if you're interested in that, you can go to our website and look up the information. And we have ChristNet. First time since March of 2020. Not that we've stopped supporting ChristNet, because we have not. We have did over 1,000 lunches there since we started last year. And we're doing it overnight, and we have almost all the dinners accounted for. The last one we're splitting up. So if you just want to do an appetizer or a part of the meal, let us know, and volunteers. And we aren't packing lunches anymore, but we still need some things. So there's one of my favorite Amazon gift registries circulating around, and somebody, you guys ready? Everybody put your coffee down so you don't spill it. Somebody bought 22 items from our Amazon gift registry. 22. I
This one
almost
person or 20 people have?
one person and some
Wow,
others as well. I
wow.
almost fell off my chair, so if you ever want to surprise me, that works really well. I mean, thank everyone who's been donating to our food pantry too. The last drive we had was so successful.
We also have the Book of Confessions. Our study, exploring the Book of Confessions, is returning back. It's also the third Wednesday of the month of February, March, and April. So the last three sessions, they're on Wednesday. So the next one's Wednesday, February 21st. So next week at 7 o'clock in person in the parlor. Or if you'd like the Zoom link, it will also be on Zoom.
Right, and each one of the studies is independent, so if you don't even know what we're talking about,
Yep.
or it feels like a long time since you've been to the last one, because it has been, just join us. Book studies are a great way to enjoy fellowship and learn things at the same time.
Yep. And if you would like to go back and catch up on the first three sessions, they are available as recorded Zoom links. So just contact me or contact Deanna at allenparkpres.org. So that's DEANNA at allenparkpres.org. And she will send you the links for all three of the previous ones. You do have to request it. It's not just an out there thing. So you do have to request it if you'd like. And then you can catch up, or if you wanted to watch it again because you were there in person and you want to watch it on Zoom now or whatever.
Sorry, I'm responding to a link. Patty Johnson asked me for a link to the Amazon, and I can't get it right now because I have too many screens open. But I put the page on our website, and our link is there. So thank you for asking, and thank you for looking.
And speaking of our website, if you want to know anything that's going on in the church and how to find it and all that stuff, just go to the front page of the website. So that's allenparkpres.org. And all those pictures, that slideshow that's going through, click on one of those pictures and it will take you to more information. You can sign up for stuff. You can pull up the playlist of all the church services. You can pull up the playlist of all of our shows from the past. There's all kinds of cool stuff right there on the front of the website. So it's allenparkpres.org.
One of the best compliments I ever got, Sue, is Pastor Tim said once on his devotions that our website is the most up-to-date Presbyterian church website he's ever seen.
Oh, cool.
Right after the show, I'm going to go
look. Right?
Yeah, after the show, I'm going to go look and make sure that all those graphics are up to date. Well, we probably shouldn't babble on too much longer. We should probably get our guest in here, right, Sue?
I know. I think we should.
All right.
Looking forward to talking to Marianne McKeown.
Yes, me too. What a wonderful woman she is.
Yep.
All right.
She's at least second generation member.
Yes.
Good morning, Marianne.
Good
How
morning.
are you today?
Good morning. How are you?
The link, and you're here, and knock on wood, no technical issues so far. Yay!
That's good.
That's
Yes, it
very
is
That's
good.
good.
If you have your Facebook on, you might have to turn it off if there's a double sound. It could be me though. But anyways,
I do not have it on. No.
okay, so it's probably just my imagination. So anyways, welcome. I feel like I've known you for a long time, and there's probably so much more I don't know about you. You're a wonderful woman that's been involved with our church for so many years. You always promote everything the church does, and we're just so happy to learn a little bit more about you today.
Well, thank you. That's very nice of you to say that. I certainly do love Allen Park Presbyterian Church. And I grew up in the church. It's been a very large part of my life for as long as I can remember.
So I know your mom was Pauline Dubeck. I adored her. So how did your parents come to the church? Or, I mean, you grew up in the church, so you were just there, right? So, but how did they get there?
Right.
And are they the first ones, or were your grandparents at the church as well?
No. So, my grandparents were very old world Italian Catholics, and my mom was married Catholic, but my mom divorced. And the Catholic Church at that time in the 1950s would not accept a divorced woman. So she did move in with my grandparents who lived in Allen Park and went searching for, had my sister and I, and went searching for a church home, and happened on Allen Park Presbyterian Church, who welcomed her and my sister and I with open arms.
Oh,
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
So yeah, Sunday school. She took us to we were already past, I don't even know if there was a preschool back at that time, but I certainly my sister and I remember Sunday school. Um, and then about eighth or ninth grade, um, the middle school, high school years, we had kind of drifted away. My mom had at least. Um, and I started hearing from other friends at school about the youth group, the fellowship group. And so I decided I was gonna go back to church. So I got up early on Sunday morning, and I couldn't drive at the time. I walked to church, went to church, got involved with the youth group, and that brought my mom and my sister back.
Wonderful.
I mean, you must have brought your mother back with a vengeance because she was the clerk of session for a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, she was. Yes,
that's
she was.
beautiful story. Oh, that's so cool.
And by that time, there were more single people in the church. It wasn't, where you go and everybody's a couple and you feel kind of the odd person. But, and fast forward to today, there's so, so many different, diverse people that attend our church. It's wonderful.
I agree. I agree. And
Yeah.
I know one of your favorite places in the world, as is mine and many others, is Camp Wakanda. When did
Yep.
you first start going to Camp Wakanda? Let's hear that story.
My first time at Camp Wakanda was confirmation camp with Wanzer Brunel.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Um, so it was a lot of fun. We drove up in the van.
Not the
Once we
Gypsy
had
Rover?
No, not the Gypsy Rover. Drove up in my confirmation group was on the smaller side.
Oh, okay.
So no, we drove up in the van, and Wanzer drove, and God bless him. He had a little tendency to go a little fast.
Whoa. Speed demon, eh?
Um, uh, but it was we got up there, had morning watch, and then our confirmation classes and Vespers, but in between, of course, did a lot of very fun things. And uh, our counselors were wonderful. Um, it was also at the time when you could play a few pranks, and n- nobody got hurt and nobody got upset. It was all in good fun. The things that we did were all in good fun, and it was an absolute blast.
That's funny,
Um,
Marianne, that you say that because I could have been the one that made the prank stop at Camp Wakanda because I woke Matt Carlson's cabin of third and fourth grade boys up very late at night when the girls were at the bathhouse going to the bathroom. He did not take that as a very funny thing, but he did pay us. He did pay us back the rest of the week by having better swag on than the girls. But how funny, how funny. So I nosed around in your records and I know that you're an ordained elder. You've been a trustee and you were on our board of stewards when we had a board of stewards. So you are a serving kind of woman, and I know you are the chair of the camp committee. So imagine going from confirmation camp and now you're the chair of the camp committee, and I know you do a lot of hard work with everything that needs to be managed at Camp Wakanda, and we do appreciate that, of course.
My very first board, however, Kerri, was the Board of Deacons.
I know, I thought you were a deacon, so you
Uh,
are an ordained deacon and elder.
yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was Pastor Kelly at the time that approached me about first serving on a board. And of course, the job that I did, I was a nurse. And so she thought that that would match up pretty well. At one time, tried to convince me to become our parish nurse. But I was so ingrained in the hospital that the my church was my place to fill myself back up so that I could go back out and work.
Oh, that's a beautiful way of describing how a church family can enhance your life.
I
Oh, that's
I
nice.
I couldn't have it be well, I should say I struggled because there are people that do it and do it wonderfully, and I know many of them. They are able to do the 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 church work and the work. I'm not saying that properly. I didn't say that properly.
No, we understand what you're saying, because we have had quite a few parish nurses, and but there's nothing wrong with being involved in a different way, because all God's good works are good works.
Yeah.
And I know that's something that you've been involved with for a long time, that's near and dear to your heart, and many of others in our church, is the Shipmates Fellowship Group, and how you all grew up together and raised your kids, and Elizabeth Circle. And I mean, both of those have been very meaningful, I can only imagine, in your life.
Very much so. Yes, very much so. So I was I was not married in Allen Park Presbyterian Church. I've been married twice. My first marriage was not in Allen Park Presbyterian Church, although funny story, I was married in the Presbyterian Church in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I had attended that church while going to college. And Dave Swinehart was the pastor of Allen Park at the time, and he happened to know the pastor of the Kalamazoo Presbyterian Church, and he drove to Kalamazoo and married my first husband and I, along with I had two ministers at my first wedding. One of them was Dave Swinehart.
Oh,
And
wow. So you did have that Allen Park connection with you then?
I did. Then we moved back to Southeast Michigan, and I had my two daughters. They were both baptized at Allen Park Presbyterian Church, and they did not go to the preschool, but they did go through Sunday school, and I was camp nurse and took them to camp, and they fell in love with camp as well. Um, and as I was involved with the youth groups when I was younger, then um, they became involved with the youth groups as well. My first husband, most people may know very well my second husband, Tom McKeown, who I think is going to be on next week,
Our
right?
guest next
Yes,
week.
yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so my first marriage didn't last, and my first husband was really not at all accepting or involved uh, of a church life, a church home, a church family. Um, So that relationship ended. I, of course, continued to, you know, be where I love. And then when I met my current husband, when I met Tom, one of the things that we first talked about was my involvement with the church throughout the years. And he had a very similar involvement with his family when he was young, his mom and dad and his brothers and sisters. They had a very rich spiritual home where they lived. And when we started dating, all of a sudden he shows up at church one morning.
Oh,
So, and certainly we have enjoyed our time both separately and together.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I have so many memories of you doing ChristNet with me when the pandemic started, doing multiple evenings. Tom cutting up vegetables during ChristNet meals, all the meals that everyone hosted, all the different things that we've done. And that's a real blessing when your whole family can be involved in church. It's very nice. Very,
Yes,
very nice.
yes, yep. Well, and that's what I mean, that's what I had always wanted. And you mentioned shipmates, and so I was the same age as shipmates, and our kids were all the same age, and um, but I didn't have that partner until Tom came along. I never had that. I never had that true spiritual partner.
Right. And I'm sure both of your daughters have been on mission trips and all kinds of different things and been to camp numerous times, I would imagine.
Yes, not so much my oldest daughter, but the youngest certainly has. Um, Still has many, many good friends. She was part of the SHYC, and I think it was last summer was the first SHYC camp from all the
reunion camp.
Yeah.
reunion camp. Thank you. That's yeah. Uh,
That was huge success and it's coming back this summer and spring too.
yep. She went and she loved it, and I know she's planning on going again. So, and I believe Tom and I are planning on going to Shipmates Camp again too.
Well, you have grandchildren too, don't you? Maybe you should go to grandparents camp.
So I've thought about that.
Yeah,
Thank you. I've thought about that.
I think that's the same. It starts the week and then shipmates is the end of the week. So they blend together. So you can just stay up there all week.
Um, I I would have to check with the parents to see if I could uh snag the grandchildren. Um, One of them, I have two grandchildren. One of them is probably a little bit too young to be away from their mom and dad for more than one night. So if I don't get a chance this summer, I sure hope it continues, and I do look forward to attending and participating.
Awesome. And I know that you recently retired. Time flies, so I can't remember if it was like 2 months ago or 2 years ago. But I was wondering how you're enjoying your retirement and are you still staying really busy?
Retirement is absolutely fabulous. I highly recommend it. Um, and yes, I do try to stay busy. Um, I, I have always loved to golf. So I find myself doing more golfing. Um, and I have a lot of friends that play pickleball. You know, pickleball is kind of all the rage.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So I took a couple classes and hurt my ankle, and I kind of haven't been back, but it's all better, so I need to go back. I'm a knitter. I do lots of knitting. As a matter of fact, I have a prayer shawl going right now.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Um,
Back to church again. That's it. Circle back, Marianne.
well, there was a little evening knitting group that I think was first started by Susan Hill.
Yes, it was. It had a cool name. I can't think of what it was now.
I can't remember what it was either. But my mom went, and so she encouraged me to come along. And it was my mom was the main one who taught me the basics of knitting. But then I went to this group, and there were many very, very talented women who both knit and crocheted, and a lot of them were
Sewed and everything
sewers
else.
as
Yeah.
well. Um, so the very first hat I ever knit was a pattern given to me by Jean Gedemy.
Aw.
Um, so yeah.
Do you knit for like to give to charity or to give to certain causes or just as gifts or just to what do you do
I
with it?
mostly knit to give things away.
Okay, that's beautiful. I love that.
I did take since retirement, I did take a mitten class. I've made 2 pairs of mittens. I'm not very good at it, but I can follow the pattern. And I try in 2023, my main goal was to take a sock class to learn how to knit socks. And I took this sock class, and I don't know if it was I just didn't match up with the instructor well, because I failed miserably.
Oh,
I still
Sucks.
had I still don't know how to knit socks.
All right. Well, I
So,
mean, it's good that you took a class. I wanted to share a couple comments. Pastor Tim is watching, and he said, "Thank you for giving us your spiritual journey." It really was a moving statement of your growing up in the church and your honesty and being open about everything was a very nice thing for people to hear today. Good morning to anyone who I haven't mentioned either. Sorry, friends. Well, we are almost nearing the end of our time. And Marianne, you probably thought, what am I going to talk about? We could keep you talking for another hour, easy.
yep.
Absolutely.
oh, I hope I haven't talked too much. I feel like I've just been kind of blabbering on a bit.
Well,
That's all we ever do.
yes, that's the kind of guests we like, the ones that can babble on about interesting things. And that's what our show is about. It's open to anyone to come and tell their story, their journey, what they do. It just helps us be more connected as a church and a community. So we really appreciate having you today. And is there anything that you need to advertise for camp or anything that you want to shout out before Sue takes us out here?
Um,
Work camps, right?
work camp. The next work camp that's coming up is May 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So I don't think the signups are ready yet, but watch out for that. Um, that I'm not sure who's going to lead that. I'm not sure what projects we're going to work on yet, but there will be some very um, uh, dedicated, focused projects. And then, of course, all the other little odds and ends that need to be done that anybody can do to get the camp ready for the summer season.
And you are correct because the leaders are Guy Taylor and Joanne Taylor. And last year I went to that work camp and we had over 45 to 50 people there of any skill level, any age, people who hadn't been to camp since they were, you know, children. And it was awesome. So when that sign up becomes available, we will send that out. Couple more comments before we leave. Amy Bowerman said, "You are so appreciated, Marianne." And Kip Horvath said, "Great interview." thank you again. Thank you so, so much.
Thanks so much for being with us, Marianne. We have
Oh,
a
you're very
scripture.
welcome. It was very enjoyable. Love you
Um,
guys.
I
Love you
picked a
too.
scripture for you for today that I thought was appropriate. Hopefully you will think so too. It's from Isaiah 54, verse 13. And that says, all your children will be disciples of the Lord. I will make peace abound for your children.
Oh, that's a beautiful choice.
Very nice.
And speaking of children, if you could say a prayer for my sons, they lost their father unexpectedly last night. So if you could just keep them in your prayers as they go through the grief process of losing their father. So thank you for that.
Oh my, I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Marianne.
Yes, I'll say lots of prayers.
Thank you. All right, Sue, lead us out so we can get our Fridays moving along.
Moving along. Well, if you would like to learn more about the good news of Jesus Christ, please be sure to join Pastor Tim for devotions live at 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday on Facebook, and join us Sundays at 10 a.m. for worship. It is live streamed on Facebook and YouTube or in person in our beautiful sanctuary in Allen Park, Michigan. Our windows, our stained glass windows are almost finished. They've had some TLC, and being they're 65 years old, anything at 65 years old needs some TLC, so that's what they're getting. So, as Kerri said already, if you'd like to be a guest with us on a certain Friday, just let us know. We hope you'll join us next Friday for the Good News live at 9. And our guest will be Marianne's husband, Dr. Tom McKeown. So we'll get to talk to him. And remember, you are a beloved child of God. God loves you, and so do we. Bye.
Have a blessed day, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.